Yes, I know Sherry. She's from Silsbee, and I've been down there a couple of times training some of their folks down there.
Wonderful.
Yep.
All right. Well, if everybody else can hear us, if you wanted to join in on the conversation and call into the conference line, that would be great. The number's in the chat window there for those of you that are also on the webcast. I see there's a few. I just got back from IMCAT last night. Have any of you gone to it before, or did you happen to go a day or two?
I did not attend this year, but
You
I
did,
haven't.
Sherry? Gotcha. And for those of you that aren't on the phone line, you can always use that chat window to put in any comments. All right. Well, Miss Linda, whenever you're ready to kick it off.
All right, hang on, and let me put this note in the chat box. Good morning.
Good morning.
And who do we have here?
Kimberly Mitchell, Aldine ISD.
Oh, hey.
How's it
Good morning,
going?
Kimberly.
I went to Aldine School when I was a little bitty kid.
Aw.
Yes, I have fond memories.
Oh, good.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Not everybody is with us on the phone here, but this Q&A is geared toward reports. So I'd certainly welcome your questions, and will do my best to answer any that you might have. So Sherry, since I talked to you first, what kind of questions do you have this morning?
I just want to get refreshed on what reports are there that'll make my job easier. I know I use some of them, but there's a whole lot more out there that I could be accessing and utilizing.
Okay. And let's see. Who else did we say we have here? Kimberly?
Yes.
What about you? What would you be interested in?
So I'm interested in maybe a report, because when I got to Aldine, they weren't using the system, and so they have a lot of things that are, I guess, marked lost or maybe partially paid for, but it's from years ago, and so I'm trying to figure out how that would affect their inventory if they did like the closeout, because I haven't done a closeout with them.
Right.
Because it would mark everything as lost, and so I just, I've been holding off because I haven't had a chance to call into you guys and say, hey, what report can I print out and save for each campus so that when we do the closeout, I can look and say, okay, well, this is what it was, and, kind of, because the inventory is going to need to be fixed. I know that. I just,
Okay.
It's just a
Right.
task.
Right. Okay. I kind of have an idea of what you're talking about. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here, and we'll get logged into TIPWeb. Okay, so this is our TIPWeb, and if you have your manual, if you use your manual, reports, the report section starts on page 40. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so when we go to our report screen, I'm just going to quickly just give a quick overview here of the reports. We have our select a report category. We can choose which area we want to get a report or reports. Most of the time I just go to all reports, which is my alphabetical listing of the reports that I can, well, I can't think of the word today, but I have access to. So
Okay.
this is all the list of reports I have. When I'm looking at my reports, if I click on a name of a report, it's moving kind of slow this morning, so I apologize for that. Let me get out of this one. Maybe. Okay. So let me see if I can bring, yeah, there we go. It's going to get there. Okay, so when I click on the name of the report, it brings up this box below my list, and it gives me a description of that particular report. That can give me a good idea of what I'm looking for in this report. Tells me what kind of report this is, what would I need to print this for, and then it gives me a breakdown of all the filters available. And I also have sorting capabilities, so this gives me all the ways I can sort this report. So I can get very specific with what I'm looking for, and I don't have to go to each report and try to print it out to find out what is this report for, what would I need it for, and how would I use it. So that to me is very helpful if you know that and use that. We've got our filter column. Most of our reports can be filtered. If it's grayed out, it does not have a filter capability there. We have our data export. That's going to be an Excel or a spreadsheet document. Again, if it's grayed out here, I don't have that one available. Most of our reports are available for export. Then our little scroll here at the in the third
Turn
column.
right after IHOP on the right onto Seawall Boulevard. Then turn right after IHOP.
Okay, sorry. The third column here is our scroll. That's our full report. So most of our reports are also available as a full report, but I may not need a full report. So that's why I've got my filters and I've got my data export. I can export the information that I need without having a huge report with information I don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to look at a couple of reports that might be useful to you. Just general type reports, so you know, they may give you an idea of any other reports that we may look at. So looking at my screen, I'm going to go all the way back down to the bottom. We have two reports here, our textbook basic report and textbook...
Hey, Linda.
Yeah.
Sorry, real quick. And whoever's on the call, if you just want to mute your phone when you're not speaking, just to ensure that we don't have any just, you know, back feed. You know what I mean? Thank you. Sorry, Linda. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I was wondering what that was myself. Okay, so we have our textbook basic report and textbook detail report. These are very good reports. I can filter each one of these reports. I can get a full report, and I can export. So very versatile reports. This time of the year, you might be interested in the textbook detail report. When it comes up here, we'll see what we can do with this report. Okay, come on.
Is it just kind of thinking there?
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know why it's being so slow here.
I think it needs more coffee like me.
Yeah.
You know, it's almost lunch.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've got an old house and it stays cold in here when it gets cold, so that's probably it too. Okay, so here's our textbook detail report, and it gives me a list of all the titles within my district and totals as well. And I have the filters available here and how.
And Linda, just a note, as I'm looking at the screen, it still is white for me. I mean, please go ahead and continue talking. Hopefully it'll pop up for us, but just as a heads up.
Okay.
There it is. I see it now.
Okay. So here's my information at the bottom, and it gives me a nice description of what all is included in this report. So let me get back down here to the report. If I click on the scroll button, I'm sorry, it seems to be running slow today.
I'm checking in with IT too, Linda, for us.
Okay.
Are there any certain reports that those on the call are like your go-to reports while we're kind of waiting?
I do have a few. However, I am driving, so I just wanted to be on the call. So I can't usually look at it and tell you what it is.
We appreciate that you are on this call, by the way. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And, yeah, I'm so sorry, guys, that I know Linda's trying to get that report open. So if, you know, you have anything you want to add to or ask while she's kind of waiting around, by all means. Again, we do apologize. It's kind of slowing us down a little bit. But, hey, we appreciate that you're on the call even if you're driving, and we definitely don't want you looking at your application at that time.
So I'm just kind of listening.
Linda, sorry, I'll go to I'll let you finish up there.
Okay, can you see the report now?
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Okay, good deal. Okay. So this is my textbook detail report. This time of year, I can print this report. This is the full report, and it gives me a good breakdown of all the titles in my district, gives me my total inventory, and any of those books that have been paid, worn out, destroyed. Let me get back up here to the title. How many have been issued to the campuses, and if there are any still in transit to those campuses. And then that last column is going to be what's in my storage. So this would be a good report to get a general idea of where all of my titles are. Now, in order to get a breakdown of of who actually has what issued to them, there is another report I can print. But again, this gives me just an overall view of how many of each of my books I've got where. So that's a good one to look at, textbook detail report. That is the full report. I can also, as we get to the adoption process coming up, after our adoption is completed and we're cleaning out those old materials, we may need to delete some of those materials and pull them in to get them out of our district, because we don't want those old materials just hanging around causing problems. So I'm going to filter my textbook detail report. I have a number of filters I can use. I'm going to select exploration year and equals. This time I'm going to go for 2007 and then print. Okay, so this is a list of all my materials that have expired in 2007. So most likely during the summer, say, or right before school is out, when I have completed the textbook adoption, I know that the campuses are fixing to leave, and I want to start collecting those out of adoption materials. I can print this report and send it out to them. These are all the textbooks that I'm going to be collecting from you in order to send out our new adopted materials during the summer. Okay, so that is another good report, and of course your adoption year is probably not going to be 2007. It's going to be earlier than that. Later than that, of course. And I could also print this out if I'm not sure how much old material is still out on the campuses. I can print that to let them know and for me to find out how many old materials do we still have out there that we need to have picked up and taken off of our district. Okay, if I am new with the district coordinator, new as a district coordinator, I may need to find out where exactly am I. I've got a lot of stuff I'm seeing, and I'm not sure what everything is. So I can also print out, oh Lord, as soon as we get there. Okay. I want to see if there are any items I need to complete or take care of. So I'm going to look at the Outstanding Campus Requisitions report. This is going to tell me if I go to my campus requisitions and I see a list of requisitions there, but I'm not sure what all is there. This will give me an idea of all of those campus requisitions that I need to do something with. So again, I can filter this by campus, as we see right down here. I can filter by the back orders. That lets me know, do I still have orders that on the campuses that I need to complete, and do I still need to order those materials for the district before I can complete those requisitions. So I'm going to filter this. Slowly but surely. So Stephanie, how many were there at the IMCAT conference this year?
I think I heard there was it maybe 350 or so people? Yeah, it's a good size. I don't know how many there normally are, but there was quite a few other vendors like us there. It was, definitely great because for myself, I'm always in the background, and so it was great for me to get to go and actually meet people and put faces with names.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, so now because I'm like, I know your name.
Yeah, now I know your face, right?
Yeah, they're probably all Creeper, so.
Yeah, I think at one time we had approximately 400, but that was an exceptional year, so that's probably about normal.
Okay, yeah. We definitely had several of their kind of ballrooms and just various rooms.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so outstanding campus requisition report. I'm going to filter this by the campus name. In this case, I have several to choose from. Starts with, includes, or equals. I'm gonna go ahead and get very specific because I want just one campus here. My learning campus, and then I'm going to print that report. Okay. Okay, so here's my outstanding campus requisition report for Learning Campus. And it gives me a breakdown of each one of those requisitions, the status, the name, of course, and, where are we here? So this particular requisition was approved. That tells me that if I've approved it, but that's as far as I got, I need to go ahead and complete that, send those materials out to that campus, and complete that requisition. And this one right above here, this is 001 English. The requisition has been started. It's in transit. That tells me that some of those materials were shipped. So I have a breakdown here. I approved 25. They have received 5, which means that I've got 20 that still need to go to that campus. So this report, like I said, if I open my campus requisition screen, and I find a list of requisitions still there, then I can find out exactly where I am for each one of my campuses or a specific campus by printing this report, and then I kind of have an idea of where to go from here. I can also print that as a full report. And, just get a list of every campus with every requisition that is still outstanding. So I have several different ways I can get that report. And again, if I'm not sure where we stand with those requisitions, then I get a good breakdown of my situation and the campus situations as well. Okay, another one. Now, let me stop here. Anybody got any questions at this point? Is there a specific report that you might need, or specific information you've been trying to get and haven't been able to get? Y'all shout it out for me. Okay? All right. I also have another report here, distributions by titles. This is one that I don't have a filter button, and I can't print the full report, but I do have a data export. That's my spreadsheet. So I can, if I have a spreadsheet I can manipulate that spreadsheet or edit it any other way that I can edit or manipulate any other spreadsheet. So a lot of people like those spreadsheets, and so this is the perfect report for those spreadsheet people. And I do apologize again for being so slow here. So now the question about closing and cleaning up, some of these reports that we've looked at, it kind of helps get started cleaning up your database. Here, let's look at my report here. If once you get an idea of where you are with the campuses, with some of these reports we've looked at, the textbook detail report or the requisition report. Okay, here we go. Here's my distribution by title. I've got the Learning Campus is my first campus, and it's got a list of each of the textbooks or titles that have been issued to that campus. It's got all the information, the publisher, the price, what that campus inventory is, if those materials are distributed on their campus, how many they've got in storage. It gives me a really good idea of what is going on that campus with each one of their titles. That can also tell me if they've got 35 in their storage, then, or 60, I'm sorry, let's see, 60 in their storage, that means that they may have surplus materials that another campus can use. So that gives me a good idea of each one of the campuses and what's going on with all the materials on those campuses. Okay. So any questions about this particular report? Again, it is a spreadsheet, and it will just break down each campus and what's going on all the way across the board as far as what's going on with each title on their campus. Okay, so we do have a question. Is there a report that we can run that will show the history of an item? Okay, so let me go down here to our textbook. I'm going to have to think about that one now. Stephanie, can you think of a report that would give me a history of an individual item?
Of a specific item you're looking for history?
Yeah, history of an item. That does not ring a bell for me. I can get a district inventory history report, but that is for my...
Well, we can take a look at that and see what that looks like.
Okay. Let's see. Here we go.
I just don't know if it gets that granular.
Do what?
If it gets that granular of the history of that specific item.
Yeah.
I mean, you could probably go into textbooks.
Okay,
because there's those quick reports under textbooks as well, right? Like the textbook basic report.
Yeah, that's not going to give me a breakdown of the history. Okay, here we go.
And what kind of history are you looking for? Is it, did I say, is it Nadine?
Nadia?
Nadia? And what kind of information are you specifically looking for? like who it was issued to, that sort of thing?
Okay. So here is district inventory history report. Okay, who it was issued to. Let's see if this does it. And I'm sorry, that's not one that I have.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, and are you wanting it as just like a spot check, or do you want an actual report so you can see all of the different textbooks? Because we could do a spot check, right, with kind of find a book.
Yes, that, yeah, there's several ways we can do that, just I'm not sure we can do that with a report.
Okay, yeah, we're just trying to make sure we can get the right information to you, Nadia.
Yeah. Okay. So what I've got here, I've got a district inventory history report. Now, I just filtered by ISBN, but that's going to give me a breakdown of each of my materials. So I can go from
just note, Linda, it's kind of grayed out for us at the moment, but keep talking.
Okay,
just walk it through for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I did not specify a specific ISBN. It is a spreadsheet, and it does give me a breakdown. Let me look at some of these, what the breakdown is. Okay, so I've got I'll say on medical terminology is a textbook. I received it, no, I'm sorry, my first transaction is 8/30/2006, and it was issued to a campus, and it gives me that campus. And what that does basically is give me the last transactions. So that does not give me a full history of that.
Okay. You know what I'm thinking, Nadia, if it's okay, because we're definitely scratching our brains on this one a little bit. Maybe we can respond to everybody who's on the webcast after this session once we've kind of, there we go, I'm starting to see your screen now, Linda. And again, we apologize for the screen not, I think it's internet not quite working with us this morning, but we can definitely get back to you, Nadia. We want to make sure that we get you what you need. And so we'll try to track down the best report for that scenario, and we'll email everybody so that everybody has that information. Does that sound okay? Great, great. Just yeah, we want to make sure we get you the right information, and definitely that's a great question, because I'm sure there's others that have a similar scenario that they would be interested in that information. So we definitely don't just want to sit here while we're, trying to just kind of figure that out, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll table that one for the moment, if that's okay, Linda?
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah, I hate it that I don't have a good answer for that.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, and if anybody else happens to know of one that they've come up with, I mean, you guys really a lot of times are just as much of an expert, if not more. I mean, you guys are living in the application, right?
Exactly, right.
So if anybody has something that they've found that works, by all means, chime in as well. Are there any other questions that we can answer at the moment, though?
So I believe it was Kim that asked about some of those transactions that were still out there hanging. You weren't sure what to do with them. Have we helped at all with that, or given you any kind of answers on that?
I think I'm kind of hanging a little bit, but I think my problem may be a little more than a report, so I'll just call in. I don't want to keep y'all hung up on this call just for that.
Okay.
Are you sure, Kim?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay. And we'll reach out to you after this as well.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're right. The reports that we looked at would help you find where you are with some of those things, but that won't fix your situation. So yeah,
Right.
we'll get back to you on that.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions or needs specific reports? I'll be here for a few more minutes since it's been so slow, the internet. So you know, I'll be glad to answer your questions. You know, if you got some, please shout it out. Sherry, did that help you at all, any of this?
Yes, just reviewing and reconnecting is great.
Okay, good deal.
Yeah, and because we've had some internet issues, I'll definitely make sure everyone to kind of send you some follow-up just documentation so that you have, you know, kind of just some additional help. You know, sometimes the internet just doesn't want to cooperate with us.
Yeah, that happens to me. Okay. So if there aren't any more questions or anybody wants a particular report, we'll go ahead and close out for now, and definitely don't hesitate to contact Hayes with any questions you might have. Our support team is always there for you. And here's the number if you don't have it, and the email. So thank you all for being here today, and I hope we were helpful, and we certainly will follow up with you after this Q&A is over. Thank you so much.
Yep, and watch for additional ones to come, everyone. These are definitely new, and we love your feedback as well, so please make sure to go ahead and just let us know how it went, and if you have any feedback, we'd appreciate it. All right, thank you, Linda. Have a great day, everyone.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.